Hi, and welcome to Moonlight Witchery. We're going to be doing a free general tarot reading for the sign of Aries during the time of February 7th to 14th, 2019. Welcome, we're going to begin. We're going to be using a couple of different tarot decks today. One of them is the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and this is an R-rated deck, so those of you who are under 18, click off this video now, and you'll have to come back another time when I'm not using that deck, just so you're all forewarned about the explicit nature of this deck. And we'll also be using the Angels Romance cards, so that's Doreen Virtue cards as well, for some Oracle cards for a little later on. So we'll begin Aries. I'm going to take that card. It's two as well. So Aries, as I was shuffling, I was feeling a lot of very different mixed emotions coming from the cards. And as I'm unfolding it, we're having here the Star card. So it feels like the very first card, this is in the past. And I'll just let you have a little peek there of what that card is. And as I'm laying these cards down, I'm feeling all, like I said, all these mixed emotions, and I'm feeling like you've gone through a lot of different things as of lately, and now is the time that you sort of went, wait a minute, what's going on here? I've sort of gone from one end of the pendulum all the way to the other end of the pendulum. So you're seeing a lot of the shadow sides of yourself coming to light right now, and it's a little overwhelming at first, but I feel like you got this. You got this, Aries. There's a lot of things that you've experienced in the past. You just have to remember. You just have to remember to what it is that you did in the past that was successful to get out of a difficult situation. And it's the same thing with this, what's going on now. And I feel like, so let's just touch on the past here in the Star card. I feel like you have a wish come true. There's a lot of hope for a situation. Most of my readings, by the way, are about love, but whatever, comes through, I'll definitely just relay the messages of what comes through. And if this doesn't resonate with you, check your sun, moon, and rising signs in the other free videos also that are available. So when you do that, you get a better general overview of what's going on. So as we know here, Aries, the star sign is a wish that has fulfilled. I feel like there's a relationship that has come together for you in the past, the recent past. You've had a lot of hopes. I also feel like you've had some loss that you're thinking of in the present moment. I feel like you're thinking about a lot of different relationships that you've have experienced, and that you're going through a period of ending old cycles and beginning new ones, new healthier ones. And I also feel like if you know that if you don't do this now, there's going to be a long-term detriment to inaction. So you finally have had enough of, I feel, some treatment that has not been quite fair or have lived up to the hopes that you want. And you're not willing to compromise yourself for something. I feel like there's a lot of passion inside of you, especially right now, Aries. There's a lot of push for you to be like, I want things inside that are in alignment with my spirit. And you're starting to connect in with that much, much more on an even balance level, and you're willing to nurture people, and you've nurtured a lot of people, but I feel like now you're recognizing that you need to nurture yourself a little bit more. We're going to get into that a little bit more in the shadow side of the self. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of passion here coming in. I feel like with the sun, we have the Hierophant. So you're sort of going inward, contemplating. And in this particular moment, in the present moment, you're contemplating. Here's the Hierophant. Like all major arcana cards that we have here. This is an incredible reading, incredibly powerful reading, by the way. Hopes and dreams, but your hopes and dreams have been sort of like shattered, but you still got this candle. When you look, the person is still looking at the candle, and you're willing to move forward. You have the Sun card in the future position, and in this position here in the future, you have really good hopes for a future relationship. I feel like the relationship that you're in is no longer working for you. You are definitely putting a foot forward. This is for a group of you that I'm seeing. So I'm going to get into a couple of different scenarios, but I'm going to tackle one at a time. I feel like this is for a group of you who are in an unsatisfying relationship right now. And this is going to weave a web of how to get out of it in a healthy manner. So we're going to look at the shadow side of what's going on in a little bit. So in the future, I feel like you meet somebody who is very passionate, and this is coming to you, and you have an ideal about what that is, and you're willing to hold out for this ideal of what it is that you want, and you're not willing to give up this passion so that you can just be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. Now, on the shadow side of this, in the past, I feel like there has been some infidelity shown towards you, but I also feel like you, Aries, have been pretty, like, for when you were single, I feel like there's a group of you who have been very promiscuous, but now that you're in this relationship, it's like you're missing some of that passion but it was sort of out of balance at one point. And so you kind of thought, oh, I need to bring this into balance. You come into a relationship, and then there's very limited passion, or no passion is what I'm seeing, actually. And this is for a large group of you, no passion. So you're not willing to put up with that. And as a matter of fact, some of you maybe even celebrating more and indulging more with your girlfriends in the present moment, or around a lot of friends. I'm feeling more this is feminine energy, but it could be very much masculine. Either way, doesn't matter. Gender is, as long as it feels it applies to you, then it does. I feel like there's a little overindulgence at this time, or you want to be overindulgent. You feel like you're missing out on something. And I feel like this is an important piece here, Aries, because what you're going through is a realization. If you want the real good relationship, the really good important passion that's coming actually towards you very quickly, by the way, I feel like if you nurture yourself in a balanced way, I feel like you need some medicine. There is some, maybe you might be getting some signs from some native traditions, some animal totem signs, and I feel like these animal totems will speak to you. So you can just Google what those mean for yourself. If you find yourself coming across different animals on a regular basis, or ones that you really notice or stand out or do things that are noticeable towards you. So this is a healthy way to move through this. The shadow side of the self means that you're going to overindulge. Those of you who find yourself wanting to be in that position, please take a moment, connect in with spirit, and decide what is healthy medicine for you and what isn't healthy medicine for you. You may get medicine from different areas, and I feel like you also have community support around you if you look in the right places. So that's really important for you, Aries, is to look in the right places. And I also feel like there's some hidden sort of anger, suppressed anger going on. And with that, I feel like it might come bubbling to the surface with some things that are mirroring for you, or there may be some situations that present that you don't like and you're really standing up to them. Remember that everything is a mirror, is what I want to say. So this is for you to say, no, I don't want this in my life anymore. So it's an area where you may be slipping into an old unhealthy pattern, is what I see. And so you're noticing that, and you're recognizing it in one thing, especially your personal relationship, and then you're noticing it in all things, your maybe relationship with children, relationship with job, you know, like your lack of passion in job, lack of passion of doing things with your children. I'm feeling like those kinds of things for those of you in those situations. So I feel like you need to nurture yourself. You need to nurture yourself. Don't overindulge. Keep the balance. But, you know, do healthy things. You know, go out with your friends. Go out with your family. Have good support. And where your family is out of balance, but help bring them into balance, you know, and help set some platforms for yourself. Because I do see some things that are coming for you that are really healthy things concerning relationships. And if you do the work now, I feel like if you do the work, like especially within this week, this is the time that is you're going to reap the rewards later on this year. So it's now. You need to act now. So this week, you hear what I'm saying? No more procrastination. So let's see what the oracle cards, Doreen Virtue oracle cards, have to say for you for helping you bring yourself into alignment with where you need to be within relationships and within self and all things concerning this reading, actually. This is for Aries for February 7th to, lots. We're taking the one here. Children. I mean, I can't, you know, like that one was jumping out. Children. So this is really important for you. Like I said, I felt like a group were coming out of children. You deserve love. So self-care, right? Self-care. Oh, this one here. Pay attention to the red flags. So here we go. All of these things are things that you know, you recognize. And when you put this self-care into place, I feel like children will come into alignment. I feel like there's divine protection coming from the other side. And I feel like a relationship is coming in for you. Like I feel like there's a time period that you have, but if you apply yourself and direct your energy in the correct way, Aries, I feel like you're going to be rewarded beyond belief. Like you're one of the signs that I'm seeing such huge rewards here. And oddly enough, the paying attention to the red flags was inverted here, and I don't really pay too much attention to that, but it's really stood out right now. So if you're not paying attention to the red flags, or if you're procrastinating, understand that you deserve love, and that these things are important, and it's setting the example for your children, you know. And when you're setting that example, then you're saying, hey, I'm lovable, and then your children are going to be like, okay, they may not get it right away, they may not understand it fully right away, but I feel like they may be having children. I feel like you're dealing with your children, so you're dealing with karmic patterns that are unhealthy, and you're like, boom, you're nipping them in the bud because there's something important coming towards you. And I also feel like if you're in an unhealthy relationship that you're feeling unsatisfied with, you need to have a conversation with the person you're with, and I feel like that relationship will sort of dissipate, but I feel like it's going to dissipate healthy if you converse and if you are true to yourself and you honor yourself. Okay, Aries, that's an important thing there. So you have a great week, and we'll talk to you again soon, and happy Valentine's Day. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be a very special Valentine's Day. There's going to be energy coming towards you, and it's not going to be in the way that you are. I feel like it's not going to be in the way that you are expecting. I feel like even 2 weeks ago, you didn't think about this. I feel like this is a new thing this week that you're like, I may be alone on Valentine's Day. I'm totally good with that. I'm going to nurture myself, and I'm going to be good to myself. But if I'm with someone, I'm also going to be, it's not the day to stand up to the person, but I feel like you do it before. So that energy is maybe dissipated. And for those of you who are single, I feel like this is not the time to be pursuing anything, but know that you need to care for the self first, and then When those things are in alignment, I feel like very soon, very, very soon, things are going to be coming into you in alignment. So stay tuned, and we'll catch up next week and see what's going on in your love life, and if there's any more information for you. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.